Pokemon is a corporate juggernaut, obviously. I can also tell you that water's wet and the sky is blue if you prod me enough. They're always looking for the next big thing to stick Pokemon on, and will take up any ventures if it means just a couple more pennies. Now they weren't always this aggressive with their marketing strategies, especially in the ye olde ancient days of the mid-2010s. It was just before and after the major mega success of Pokemon Go, which in other words is when they realized that Pokemon could also work well on phones. This time was, well, interesting to say the least. Pokemon Shuffle and Go were all they really had for a bit, and they were just starting to throw random junk at the wall. Most of that random junk was eventually deleted and the server shut down. But not one. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because who's bored? I'm bored. And today we'll be talking about, and even playing, Pokemon Play School to determine what exactly this weird experiment was supposed to be. In short, it seems to be a culmination of everything I've said so far. It's a one-off game that was made in their awkward phone years in order to break into the toddler game market. Yes, toddler games. Like preschool age. That's somehow not the weirdest thing, as despite being a preschool game with tons of cute monsters, it seems to be completely shrouded in mystery. Reviews for it are few and range dramatically, and the page doesn't have many stats since it's basically baby's first app. Pokemon fans don't play it because we pretend we don't play kids games, and toddlers also don't play it for some reason, which I'm hoping to find out today. Why the hell am I even still talking? It's time to play Pokemon Preschool. We're delving into nearly uncharted territory, so be prepared for truly anything. Well, my screen recorder can't record the app directly, which was a good first sign. Anyway, the designs are all really adorable and small. I love what they have going on. They totally hit it out of the park with the toddler core aesthetic, and I'm feeling pretty hyped to play a fetus game right now. I finally open it and I'm instantly hit with a complete surprise.
Welcome to Pokémon Playhouse! This is where Pokémon like Pikachu come to play! My name is Lena, and I'll be your guide while you're here playing with Pokémon.
That's right, full voice acting. And sort of kind of animation too. She doesn't say it, but her name is Lena, and for some reason I find her super adorable. It's probably a mix of her voice and design. Anyway, not a single line of text appears at all. For, let me see, the entire game. Well, there's a single exception, but we'll get there. I just have so many thoughts here. The biggest one being that there's only a single Pokemon game with full voice acting, and it's the one made for very tiny people that can't read. It's kind of fun to have everything explained to me like this rather than playing a stuffy tutorial filled with nothing but dialogue boxes. And it's fairly concise and quick too. And holy crap, I need new hobbies. I'm actually being entertained by this. Overall strong first impressions even if it might be a toddler genre standard. From here on out I'm mostly just fascinated. We get to see our Pokemon collection where we're very slowly introduced to everyone. We've got Pikachu, Snorlax, Alolan Raichu, a bit ridiculous for a toddler to say, but whatever. And
Zygarde Core!
really? Zygarde Core? Would it have killed you to not use its entire name? That's probably my only criticism of this as a game for kids. Due to releasing around the time of Generation 7, they obviously wanted to do some cross-promotion with it, which led to some ridiculous names like Alolan Sandshrew and goddamn Zygarde Core that we expect literal babies to actually remember. Well, at least we get to tap on them for the rest of time so that Lena can yell their names in our ears. Lena explains each area and it's off to the races. She also gives us an egg which will hatch once we play some more. First to the playground where I get to put my Pokemon down and watch them do nothing for the most part. Every time I play enough, which is a sort of vague and arbitrary criteria, my egg will crack a bit. Here's my next complaint. It shows you every single time. Lena's narration is the only thing stopping me from losing it, because it cracks 5 times before the egg hatches. This gets old, fast, and while the process of hatching eggs luckily gets quicker with different activities, I still refuse to believe that a baby wouldn't be tired after a while. Onto the lounge, which I also don't expect the baby to say, but let me stop nitpicking. Our first minigame is to brush and clean a bunch of random Pokemon, and this is where I start to notice something. This is literally just Pokemon refreshed from Sun and Moon. I was almost immediately charmed because it's such a cute little translation of that random side feature, and it's kind of adorable. In fact, there are tons of tiny little nods to Sun and Moon that feel intentional, like the Pokemon check screen background being the same as the Gen 7 decks. I hate to say it, but there's a fair amount of care put into this kind of random game. Never mind, I instantly got pissed. For some reason Pikachu wanted me to endlessly scrub him with a sponge even though it wasn't doing anything. You can visibly see me going insane because he won't let it go, and I legitimately didn't know what to do to finish the mission. Then I remembered that there is no mission, because this is barely a tutorial and I just left. Huh. The next minigame here is just Berry Picker from Gen 6, except it kinda sucks. I finally hatched my egg though, and it was Munchlax. I am underwhelmed. But to make up for my sudden loss of excitement, Lena immediately gives me another egg. Spoiler alert, she does this every time. Goodness me, who is Lena and where did she get all these eggs? Who's just trusting a child with this entire Mickey Mouse clubhouse? Well, I won't question it. I'll just assume inheritance. Next we go upstairs, which looks like the gates to heaven at certain times, and we have, once again, 2 minigames. One is just a good old connect the dots game. Once you connect them, you can color in the Pokemon, which is definitely nice. Why was I so entertained by this one? I think I played like 8 minutes overall. I'm so happy that my poor mom doesn't know what I'm making before posting, or she would be so disappointed in me. But Lena isn't disappointed in me. Crap, she's ecstatic if anything. She can't get over these stars.
Wow! I can see Togedemaru!
Wow, nice audio cut. I would never make a silly mistake like that in one of my videos. We hatched like 2 more eggs and move on because I was really starting to get self-conscious at this point. The next game is lame though and I only played once. Pokemon each make sounds and you have to press them when their icon is up next to make music. The song they made sounded horrendous and I really couldn't bear the torture more than once, so we chose to move on once again. Finally, we go downstairs where there are 3 mini games. That's right, this wouldn't be a toddler's game without storybooks and holy crap, words! I've never been more afraid of anything in my entire life. Thank God Lena is here to read out everything so I don't have to use too much of my brain power, but she really had me going for a second. I also like that the narration isn't too slow or fast, it's just right. I still couldn't finish the story because I'm a full-grown adult with things to do, so I just quit and skipped the other 2. Next minigame is puzzles, which, I mean, yeah, at least they aren't jigsaw puzzles, right? I can't believe I actually almost made a mistake here. This isn't scripted, I just grabbed the wrong one. I think I was just rushing because I was kind of getting annoyed and just wanted to hatch my egg, but I'm completely mortified that I actually almost lost Marco Polo in the kiddie pool. I hatch another egg, she gives me another instantly, and we move on to our final minigame. It's probably the worst, but I can picture it being peak fun for a toddler. You're playing hide and seek using a flashlight and you need to find either 6 or 7 Pokemon. Something like that. I can't remember because after each and every one, Lena can't help but gawk at them. I only played it once before dipping. Well, I guess that's it, right? Honestly, these minigames are pretty okay. I can see how a toddler would be entertained by these, though I will admit that the repetitive nature and sort of piddly selection makes it less than ideal. In my eyes, you either have sucky games, but tons of them, or you have great minigames and very few of them. Playhouse goes for a secret third option, have few minigames of fluctuating quality. The egg hatching could be a fun incentive for toddlers to continue, but I do think the constant repetition as it cracks is sort of grating. I'm not trying to say that it has to appeal to me, I'm more so saying that I fail to see how this game really surpasses the role of a 5-second distraction for a toddler. It's really no wonder why the reviews on the App Store are so erratic. They range from, it's a perfect little app, to, it's a glitchy mess that keeps crashing. Speaking of glitches, that does remind me of when Pikachu wanted me to endlessly berate him with a sponge. I decided that, if I'm not going to 100% the game, then I might as well settle my unfinished business. Yes, it was finally time to finish drying Pikachu off. I entered and Lena repeated the entire tutorial to me. I'll admit it caught me off guard, but whatever. After the most intense gameplay session that 2017 could offer me, I came face to face with him. And this time it worked just fine. Turns out my game really did just glitch the first time I played the minigame, which was super unfortunate timing. To close off my near 30-minute, yes only 30-minute session, I decided to do more connect the dots, hatch my egg, and bid Lena adieu. I really feel like we're basically besties after all that. She's been with me through thick and thin, repeating the same instructions to me and pestering me about my egg hatching every 45 seconds or so, getting excited at every single Pokemon near endlessly, and supporting me even though my attention span wasn't enough to let her finish reading a single picture book. You're alright, Lena. You're alright. As for the rest of the game, I'm horribly mixed. It's cute to see all the translations of features and mechanics from the actual game, and all the effort they put into the littlest details. Seeing familiar faces is also nice. But it does show a lack of understanding on Pokemon Company's part for how phone games work. Playhouse is in this sort of weird flow state, where it feels like it's missing any audience it could have potentially had. Older fans would never touch it because, come on. But then it goes on to have several references in deep cut Pokemon that only fans would really care for or understand. Even if we discount that, I also just don't feel like it's a serviceable game for preschool children. Some ridiculously complicated names and plenty of sort of sucky minigames highlight this for me. The music one, for example, feels restrictive and just not fun. You could have given kids a little xylophone to play with or something, but instead you give them what amounts to Dance Dance Revolution without the dance, dancing, or revolution. It's just repetitive and painful to listen to, and not the fun kind. Even YouTube brain rot content gets the point better. Reading the reviews, I found an interesting new perspective, though. And well, to my surprise, it seems like both kids and adults enjoy it to some degree. It isn't many reviews, but it's a good handful that seem head over heels for the game. And the reviews that are negative? Well, they're mostly just talking about the glitches as a result of the app being old. It's not cut and dry. It's far from it. But it's nice to see that even a small handful of people really seem to enjoy the game. One review in specific comes from an adult who uses it to calm down when they feel overwhelmed, and I think that's adorable. This game may be slightly confused on where its heart lies, but in a twisted way that helped it appeal to everyone. I can't lie, I've enjoyed my time. Play school, even past its annoyances, kept me smiling until the very end. It's just comforting, especially Lena, who I grew to really like, and I'm honestly a little sad doesn't show up more. I give it a sincere 4 stars. I'm not sure if I would give it to my kids, since I have no reason to teach them how to say Zygarde Core, but I kind of cherished my time with it just for personally giving me something kind of carefree and nice to play. No ads, no blindingly long tutorials. For its ups and downs, I can't say that I didn't find enjoyment. I'll admit that as I played and researched, I sort of started to feel a little sad. Time is slowly starting to catch up to this little game and it feels daunting. I mean, in the other apps section it suggests Pokemon Camp and Pokemon TV. 2 apps that are unplayable today. And phones today are already struggling to play it, let alone open it. I fear it won't be long till the Playhouse follows in the footsteps of its ilk. After everything I've seen, I can't help but be reminded of other things that have left us, like the Pokemon Dream World and Pokemon Duel. They're games that live in my memory since, as of this video, there's no way to access them and only kids of the era remember their impact. Now they're simply gone, and Playhouse will soon join them, I'm sure. I'm happy that in that way I got to play it, and here I am making a video about it. So heck, why not give it a shot? Carrying with you the experience of playing a game so fleeting is always good, even if it might seem mundane. As for me, well, playing the occasional forgotten Pokemon game seems like it could be fun. I'd definitely like to find more like this one, that are sort of on a timer, or just poorly documented, and deliver them to you in a fun and digestible way. And this game does have tons of eggs left to hatch, and I haven't really read the other storybooks, so heck, if anyone wants it, I might just come back to this and see what it's like to bring it to an end. I don't really pretend to have dignity or shame. Remember to follow my Tumblr and Blue Sky for art, and my Wattpad and AO3 for fanfictions. All my socials are bored in a good way, don't forget the underscores, and I always try to respond to DMs. If you want to ask me questions, then my ask box on Tumblr is always open, no matter the type of day or weather. And remember, always, stay bored.